family? It's your girl Moshua, Loriel, aka Molo within the City magazine. And once again, we are here with another exclusive interview. I'm here with one of my most electrifying artists. I'm such a fan of this man right here. He is a rapper, a songwriter, a director, an entrepreneur, and a fashion killer. We are here with none other than Mr. Gold All of My Chains himself, Mr. Trinidad James. What's up, honey?
Hey, Molo, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am blessed and busy. To say the least.
You've been all over the city right now.
Yeah, man. I'm happy to be back in the city at this capacity and this consistency. And wanted to not give the illusion because I really am all over the place, but also not burning out. Like really just gradually building with the city.
Yeah.
We back at the underground where I used to work at back in the day. Now I have my own store in the same locations that I used to work at. It's called the Own Work flagship store now. Learning to build with the underground and partnering with other corporate companies here in Atlanta, God willing. So that we just bring value to the city again, man, and make music fun again on the music side of things.
That's my thing, right? I just feel like everything you post is so fun. So we're gonna get into the details. But of course, he has new music out. He got his store. We're gonna get into all that. But one thing I can say is you are having a ball with this. I feel like that's the part I love. It's the black boy joy for me. Like,
come on, man, BBJ.
Right. I saw y'all in the front double dutching. I have never learned to double dutch.
That's
so hard to me.
You got to go to the people. So true, honest. Literally, that clip, you saw that clip is going viral, blah, 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 blah. I learned to do it that night, 5 minutes. Those people that are doing it, you got to go to the Double Dutch Aerobics. It's a couple. They'll teach you. They're everything.
I love that. Okay, I got to go learn how to double dutch. I feel like that's part of my black card. I need to know how to do that. Okay, but before we get into all your music and all the things you got going on, I want the fans to get to know you more on a personal level.
Okay.
So we're going to do a little segment, Get to Know Dad. We want to know some personal things about you, okay?
All right.
Starting off with, if you had to eat something over and over until you die, what would it be?
I got two options. The first one is Caribbean food, so it'd be like an oxtail plate. And then the second option would be wings from American Deli.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so Atlanta of you.
Yeah. Those are the two places I call true home. I was born in Trinidad, and Atlanta molded me, so that's where I'm from,
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so if you had to listen to one song over and over again, what would it be? What's your favorite song?
Oh, man.
And why?
It'd probably be, I forgot what it's called, like a vein, something like, it's a Bob Marley song called like, something in vain.
Oh, God, I know what you're talking about.
I love,
I don't want to wait
in vain for your love, exactly. Yeah, so
I grew up on Bob Marley.
Yeah, so that would be that over and over song for me.
Okay.
Just because it's like, if we're talking over and over, hey, but it need to be a good vibe. Like if it was too turned, then I'm gonna be over that. But I'll always be in the mood to chill because I'm a chill individual.
That's a vibe forever, and I'm rock with Bob Marley, so we on that one. Let me ask you this: if your life was a movie, what genre would it be, and what would it be titled?
If my life was a movie, it would be suspense, for sure. But like one of those ones where you got to really think it through. Like what you see is not what it is, and the movie you have to like unpack with the movie. It'd be definitely that. What it'd be called? I don't know. Probably like just the James Files.
The James Files. I like
the James Files.
It sounds so serious. The James
Like
Files.
what the hell?
It makes you interested. That's true.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. Lastly, what is something that you feel like fans would be surprised to know about you?
For somebody to be surprised, I think that just like my conversation level, my communication skills, I think that is what usually always takes people back. Of just the way I'm able to communicate. Yeah.
Because you're it's so funny because your music, you're so hype. Although you have dexterity in your music, but a lot of times, like, you're so hype, you're such a big energy, which you are, but you're also very calm. You're very calm.
It's balance. I'm a Libra, so balance is everything.
There it goes. I love that. Okay, so let's get into how you came up.
Okay.
I know that you ended up in Atlanta, but you moved around a lot as a child.
Yes.
I know you're originally from Port of Spain.
Port of Spain.
I said Port of Maine, Lord. I'm trying to keep it in the States. Port of Spain,
Yep.
and then you moved to Florida. You've been in Canada. You said your family was in Queens.
Yep.
What was all the moving around about?
My pops, he came to America first to, find the right life and foundation, and then he sent for us. I had an auntie who got into a horrible car accident and is like crippled from the neck down.
Jesus.
My mother and this auntie, they were really good friends and sisters growing up. Like, she had a lot of sisters, but, some sisters you're cooler with than others. So they were really cool. And so my mom was the one who volunteered to go take care of her in Canada. So that's how I ended up living in Canada when I was a baby. Then we came back to Trinidad. Then my pops was ready for us, so he sent for us, and then we came to Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
And then from Jacksonville, we went to New York, Queens, stayed with my uncle. My pops was getting on his feet. And then we came down to Atlanta. And like I said, Atlanta kind of molded me.
Yeah.
And my pops got heavy into religion, moved to South Carolina, which is the Bible Belt. You know all about Carolina, And so, boom, did Carolina, and then I did like my parents split when they got to Carolina, and so I ended up doing like a back and forth thing. In high school, 9th grade South Carolina, 10th grade Atlanta, 11th grade South Carolina, 12th grade Atlanta.
Do you feel like any of those areas, like what parts of your personality pulls from those different areas?
All of them.
All of them?
Going from an all-black school, South Atlanta High School here in Atlanta, to all-white school in Columbia, South Carolina, Lexington, South Carolina, white. You know what I'm saying? White nose, white no high school, all white high school, all black high school. It just taught me how to deal with America.
Yeah.
And what comes with it. Like, it's a lot of other races here, but the whole idea of American story is based off of blacks and whites.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody else is a visitor who's come who's come to set up shop.
Yeah.
Like we were brought here. You know what I'm saying? Enslaved here. It's interesting.
Yeah.
And also like somebody else in the conversation, but they don't really deal with us, so we don't get to deal with them. Referring to Native Americans who, here first, per se.
Absolutely.
They don't really deal with blacks. If you think about it, like I don't have no Native American friends because Native Americans don't speak to me. And so, and I mean, obviously I don't take it personally. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's just you get to understand a lot about culture. Like growing up in all these places, Florida, South Carolina, Atlanta, Canada. Yeah, it's like all those things sponged on me as a child. So it's like, by the time I got into music, I was already diversified in people.
Right.
And it just kind of made me even stronger with that knowledge with all the traveling I've done and all the shows and, just more people that I've met.
Yeah. And so in school, what kind of person were you in school? What kind of kid were you? If you had the superlatives, like most likely to, what would your peers have voted you think?
So best dressed was one of mine.
Of course.
I got that one. I didn't win it, but I came in second.
You in there. Okay.
So boom.
Yeah.
And then I feel like there was like one was like most likely to be an artist. I think I saw that one time in the yearbook. Most likely, you know what I'm saying? But if you're asking me, I just wanted to be liked.
Yeah.
Growing up as a kid, because I was an immigrant coming in America, and I got bullied my first year elementary school, and then I figured out how to bully back.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And that figuring out how to bully back, it put me in a place of like, all right, well, I don't want to be a bully, but I do want to be liked, because being liked is just a great feeling.
Yeah.
As an outsider, I felt like an outsider for a long time. And just
your confidence.
Yeah, just dealing with people and understanding American culture. Yeah.
So when did the fashion kick in? Because you already said that you got voted most fashionable. Have you always been
high school
flamboyant, as expressive as you are?
Middle school, high school, for real though.
Okay.
So high school, 10th grade, that's when I was like, look, and not even look, it's happening. The people I was hanging around, like they had certain looks they was going after, and it challenged me to, come up with what I could with the money that I had, from getting it from parents and stuff like that, which wasn't much, but, was making it count. And as I just continued in high school year after year, I just really continuously started just finding myself more and more.
Yeah.
And then I started loving this brand called LRG back in 12th grade. And that brand had very outlandish pieces also. So that brand started influencing my choices. And So high school is when it really started, like 10th grade.
And then, so you had this fashion bug in you already, and then you eventually decided to jump on and make your own brand, Homework.
Correct.
Now we're going to jump into that. We got to take a quick break, but we're about to get into the next segment to talk about his amazing brand, what he has going on with it right now. We'll be right back with more In the City.
You're my biggest hater. If you want to go, let's go. If you want to go, let's go.
All right, family, we're back. It's Molo, still here with Mr. Trinidad James. We're jumping right back into it, getting to talk about your line, Homework.
Yep, I'm wearing all Homework right now.
It's so fly, I love it.
Shoes to jacket.
Why Homework? What is the inspiration behind it?
Do your homework. That's something that I always tell people. It's something I tell myself. Like, you got to do your homework. I wanted to make learning cooler. I wanted to change the way, I wanted to almost like use fashion as education. To like, if you want to learn things, the things that you should learn, things you should know, I wanted to teach it through fashion.
Yeah.
And so Homework is how we pronounce it, but it's a spin-off of the word homework. It's a curriculum-based brand, and what we do is we pick a muse, and that muse is someone or something we believe you should do your homework on, and we base our collections off of it, So like 1976, that's on this jacket right here, that ties back, like somebody be like, you were born in 76?
Right.
No, I wasn't born in 76. But that was the first time that women got to play basketball in the Olympics.
Yep.
And the first woman to ever score the first baskets to the Olympics was a black woman from Mississippi. So it's just like fun facts like this. You might be like, well, what does this represent? This is the first official pictures of women playing basketball. Here's 5 white women in a dress holding a basketball.
Oh, wow.
And so, we took that image and flipped it and made it something more inclusive. Because, if you think of the 1800s when women started playing basketball, to now you have like an Angel Reese and a, Caitlin Clark. Times have changed. Like, you can't just tell a woman to just, hey, go dribble, or like they're really outside, really, putting 10 toes down on like believing and standing on what women, really want out of this world and this business on all fronts, from music business, what the girls are doing now, because I do tons of that behind the scenes work, and then on the sports side, with, like I said, the Angel Reese's and Caitlin Clarks.
Do the things. And shout out to you for always upping on women. You always see that. I see that online with you a lot, so I appreciate that.
Amen.
So I love that you're combining the fashion and education. You also did a little nod to your homeland when you did a collaboration with Saucony. Tell me a little bit about how that came about.
So I planted the seed in 2018, just on some like my gut feeling of Saucony. They comment.
I never knew how to say it.
Saucony is how you say it correctly. Saucony. They commented on a picture I posted. My gut told me to DM them and tell them that we should do a collab. I DM'd them and just mentioned it to them. They was like, we're not sure, like this kind of random, but why don't you come down to the office and speak to us? I did that, came to the office and spoke to them, kind of gave them the idea of like, just where my head was at. I was like, yo, things that stick have a story there. What you guys don't know, but I know, is when I first came to this country as an immigrant, some of the first sneakers my parents ever bought me were Saucony.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like,
what a full circle moment.
Yeah, like
That's
I'm huge on the full circle stuff.
Yeah.
So they was like, okay, cool story, bro. So I just left it there, like that seed planted, but they stayed in contact with me. I stayed in contact with them, and basically they were studying me and paying attention to my moves. 2018, 2019, and then in 2020, the pandemic happens. I'm in my feelings because my music is being affected by it. I'm being affected by it. And then just out of the blue, they called me and asked me if I was interested in still doing the sneaker that we talked about in 2018
That's crazy.
in the pandemic. And I was like, you goddamn right we are.
Crazy.
And that's how we did it. And when I usually do something first, I do it dedicated to home first. So that's why in All Go Everything you see all the Trini flags in there. And then in Females Welcome, which is another single from my first project, Don't Be Safe, we shoot it in Trinidad. You know what I'm saying? So I always like to do it for home first. So with the clothing brand, we got a chance to do 4 sneakers for our first collaboration. And we dedicated the whole collection, the shoes to back home. So the red one's tied to my favorite drink, which is Sorel. The blue one's tied to our transportation service, which is called a Maxi Taxi. The yellow one tied back to something personal to me. I used to have this yellow lunchbox when I used to go to First Primary here in Trinity. So we did a yellow pair to represent it. It's called the lunchboxes. And then the black ones were our carnival shoes because we are one of the originators of carnival in the Caribbean.
That part. I was gonna ask you about carnival too, because I love how you up you from. Do you go to carnival?
Yeah. We also do Atlanta Carnival too. So my sister has her own mass band called Entice Mass. Anybody, we still got some costumes left if anybody wants to purchase and really get in the mode of doing carnival. Before you're ready to go to Jamaica, go to Barbados, or go to Trinidad, get your practice in here because, we give you the real experience on the road here. And Atlanta been really looking out for us and giving us a nice route. Now we're coming down Peachtree this time. So it's going to be sick this year. It's going to be dope. Entice Mass, man. Tap in ENTICE.
Okay, and then your brand grew past this point, and now you got your flagship this year. Congratulations.
Yeah, this is our 5th year doing homework. So we started in 2020, and now we got a flagship store, and we just we were on our last shoe with Saucony, which is the shoe I'm wearing now, our basketball shoe. So we ended up doing 6 shoes with them in 5 years, which is a blessing.
That's dope. Are you doing the nails? Because, oh my God.
We do nails, so I do these we have the nail artists at our store, so we did these nails at my store.
About my nails.
Yeah, for sure. So we got shout out to both of our nail artists. Adrian, she goes to SCAD University, an amazing sneaker designer also. And then Yams, she's from Florida originally, but she's a dope artist. She got a lot of different techniques, airbrush, stones, you name molding. She's dope.
Yeah. Okay. Well, before we go into your music, just real quick, I always appreciate it with your fashion. You're just so unapologetically expressive and experimentative, right? And I love that even like you, to me, of this generation, you were one of the first people I saw really kind of being fluid with the clothing. Whereas like you didn't really care. If somebody say something for girls, but he's like, if I look good in it, I'm rocking it. Like,
exactly.
You do that, so I love that.
Amen. I got to. I mean, it is just like you said, me being me. I'm not trying to influence anybody, honestly. It's just like this is what and this is, people blame me for all type of things, but it is what it is. It's like if you didn't raise your son to have his own mind, then he'll be sitting here trying to do nails like me and use my name as like, well, Trinidad do it because you didn't raise a man. You raised a follower.
Come on. Y'all better preach now. Okay, let's jump into your music because I know we don't have a whole lot of time. But so I know that even back in 2012, you dropped one of the biggest hits, period.
Yeah.
All Gold Everything.
Amen.
It took over everything. You couldn't go anywhere without Don't Believe Me, Just Watch.
Right, that's real.
Did you expect it to blow up like that?
No, you wouldn't know coming from where I was coming from. I didn't have any musical background. I didn't have any mentors. I didn't have any help. I just literally off of my own my own mindset and putting the work in, and I made my first project and came up with the ideas for the video. Gradually, as I started putting things out, people started gravitating my way. But to know that it was going to be something that we could still talk about 13 years later, and probably 13 years later from now too. Like to be a part of culture in a way that's like the swag surf. It's so hard to do and so amazing to have in my notch of achievements that like I have something that makes our culture feel like an anthem. It brings out a spiritual experience when the song comes on. So it's a blessing.
I love that. So even from there, from All Go Everything, which was part of your Safe mixtape, which I didn't know Safe was
an acronym.
Yes.
Yeah, for sensitive as fuck every day.
Why?
My ex, she's the one that brought it to my attention. I'm a very serious guy. But when I was younger, it's just my survival immigrant mindset. Like I'm always like being super careful because like if me and you go to jail, not saying we want to go to jail, I get deported. You know what I'm saying? You just get a slap on the wrist, out, sure. Your mama could come get you. My parents ain't never can get me from there. I always had to get myself out. And so it's just a different experience for me, so I take things a little bit more serious than others. But in the midst of that, you can't overthink situations. You can be too sensitive and throw off the whole play. And my ex, one of my first girlfriend actually, a long time ago, she brought that to my attention, and it kind of stuck with me. And so when I did my first project, this is kind of like a message to self, of like, don't be sensitive anymore. Like, we got to let go and be free. And that's what I brought into the game.
I love that. Everything you do has a deeper thing to it.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you do your homework, you'll find out that.
Your homework. Listen. So from
deep
going
as it
from
gets.
there, from all everything, and now you all the way to today, where you're dropping this.
My biggest hater.
You my biggest hater. I
Come on, I love it so much. I just want to bring fun again. Like, I'm practicing what I preach. I don't want to be one of those brothers that's saying this and doing that. It's like, no, I want to have fun, and we're making fun music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have nothing against the gangster music that's popping, the flexing music, the booty shaking music. I don't have.
But it has to be balanced.
But balance means everything. Once again, I'm a Libra. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I believe in balance. I preach balance. And so I'm just leading by action. And my biggest haters out. Shout out to the producers, my boy King Midas, my boy Matt Busco. Shout out to the writers, my boy Jig Nice, my boy Young Fire. Shout out to my guy Nick Fields, who even linked us together to even come together and do it. Shout out to Herbie Hancock, who is the sample that we used for this record. It's a Herbie Hancock, legendary jazz artist. Headhunters is the album that the sample came from. Was a song called Watermelon Man. Amazing. Herbie Hancock is a legend. You do your homework, you'll find out.
Do your homework. And if you do your homework, you'll find out some people didn't realize that he wasn't just a rapper. Trinidad James, in the meantime, has been writing for everybody.
Amen.
Even directing music videos.
Amen.
I didn't know that.
Amen.
And then you have, it seems like, because I know that you work with like Kalani, I know you work with like Flo Millie, you know, a lot of female artists. I know you've done men too, but you seem to have affinity for the.
I'm also, I got 97% women clients, like 3%.
Why do you feel so?
We hit it off better. Me and men, ego gets in the way of a man's success. And I'm coming here to help you. It's not like you're coming here to help me.
Yes.
I'm coming here to help you. So if your ego is getting in the way of your success, then we're wasting time. I'm wasting my time that I could be spending on Trinidad James.
Come on.
When I'm not working on Trinidad James, I'm working on somebody else.
Yeah.
So if that means that I'm making the sacrifice to put my Trinidad James thing on pause to come work on this person thing or this person thing, if you letting your ego get in the way of the help that I'm coming to bring, and I'm genuine, I don't need no picture, I don't need no clout. I'm Trinidad James.
Right.
Like, I don't need that.
I know, man.
Yeah, like, people already know me. Like, you know what I'm saying? The regular working class people of America and all around the world, they know who I am. That's what I care about.
Yeah.
Working class people. I don't care about celebrity opinion. My peers are trying to figure it out like I am in this weird big glass box that we all in. So for me, it's kind of one of those things where I just realized that me and men was coming up to idle time, wasted time. And then when I worked with women, it was just like they were ready to listen. They understood. They sniffed out if I was fake or not. They sniffed out my intentions. They realized, like, I'm not here to get in your. Yeah. It's like just building safe spaces. So like that's why I just realized, like, look, you got to go where the flow is flowing, not where you're trying to make a river.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and so that's what it is.
I love that. So I love that you've done the behind the scenes. You've been in front of the scenes. Now that you've done both, what's been the biggest lesson you've taken from? In comparison, from being in the forefront and then being behind the scenes, like, what are some of the biggest lessons that you learned from that, or what do you prefer now? You're doing both.
I've learned that we are very limited as people based on tradition, where most things that we do is what people allow us to do, not what we want to do. And when you start growing kids in the mindset of being more free with their thoughts to do what you want to do, but make it make sense, be logical in the midst of being free, then you are able to not feel overwhelmed by being behind the scenes and in front of the camera. You will have more kids in time to come, and 50 years from now, 100 years from now, like, kids will be doing both. Like, the best videographer could also be the best rapper.
That's right.
You know, it's just like how right now in real time, in 2025, we have a Flage who plays for LSU, but like she's also has songs with Lil Wayne rapping and winning the national championship.
Awesome.
You see what I'm saying? It's like, why am I limiting myself to one thing because you're telling me I could do one thing? Now, if your actual self is showing you could do one thing, then do the one thing. But if your self is like, no, we can do both, and it's only other people's opinion that's keeping you from doing both things that you can master.
Yep. Limited minds want to limit you. But they don't know your capacity.
Yep. Disassociate with that.
Yeah. I love that. And so, and even with the music, like, you've had such an impact, you know, with, like you said, whether people say good or bad, whatever.
Yeah.
It's impactful and influential.
Amen.
And even now, I feel like you're so tied into the Atlantic creative culture. I know that even at your store,
Yes.
it's not just a store. You have events. You
Yep.
have
Yep.
it's like a communal thing for creatives. Like, give me a little insight into what you do at the store.
So if you're ever in Atlanta, come on down to the Underground. We have the Own Work store, HOMMEWRK, big black sign, 72 Upper Alabama Street, Atlanta, Georgia, 30303. On Sundays, we open 12 to 10, 12 to 6 for store, 7 to 10 for mental health and our wellness event. It's called Reflection Sundays. It's community therapy. We put our feelings inside of our reflection jar. No names are being signed on these feelings, and you get to hear perspective that you need to hear, because it's not luck when you run into me.
That's awesome.
It's not luck. When you run into me, I am going to change your spirit.
Come on.
Because that's how my spirit works. That's my superpower. And I just kind of set that tone in the room, and then you get to see the other people like me get into it. We're always, like I say in our therapy sessions, and we've been doing this now for, 7 Sundays in a row.
Wow.
That we're looking for the trigger card. And when people hear the word trigger, they think negative connotations. But when we say the word trigger inside of my group therapy session for Reflection Sundays, we're looking for that card that has the most perspectives, because that's the card that helps everybody. Because everybody thinking the same things, everybody going through the same things, just in a different way.
That's right.
And you need to hear perspective sometimes so that you can execute better.
Yeah.
And Monday, I always say this in the sessions, Monday don't care about nobody. Monday don't give a damn about me and you. It's coming, and it's going to come with whatever it come with. Whether it's bills, headache, checks, blessings, it's coming.
Yes.
So if I on Sunday can get your mind a little bit more prepared for the week ahead, I feel like I'm doing good by the community and by the people that walk inside of our doors. Thursday to Saturday, we open 11 to 7 for shopping, and that's that. Shout out to my boy at Closet, Original Fani. He's had a store for a while. And it's nothing but respect for him. Shout out to Quasi at Motor 404 on Peachtree. You know what I'm saying? He's been a store owner for years.
Yes.
Through the hard times, the good times, the bad, he's had his store. So big ups to Quasi. I think that those two are the ones that stand out to me. Everybody else, because I haven't been living here. I haven't been living here, so I just been popping in here and there.
Gotcha.
You know, shout out to our mayor too. You know, why is his name blanking right now? But he's the man. Just for the things that he's allowing to happen in the city too. Okay. You know, allocating funds to the Underground to build it back again, getting us prepared for World Cup next year. There's a lot of new, I mean, even like the venues moving around, and the Masquerade, MJQ being in the same place. Bond, you know what I'm saying?
You know. That's dope.
You got venues like JoJo's Beloved and things like that. And, you know, it's a lot of things that's in the city now where it's like I went to a restaurant last night that if you didn't know where you was and you just came blindfolded on the jet, landed, and we got in the car, and then I let you out and we walked into this restaurant, you would not know where you was at. Really? You would be like, wow.
You remember?
No, I definitely know. I'm keeping it in. Nah, I'm just talking shit. It's called Canoe.
Canoe, yes. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't know where that is. Like, you'd be like, where the hell am I? Like, I know I'm in the South, I think, but where?
But this is so different.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, once again, Atlanta is a beautiful, like, for anybody that's come to Atlanta and not had a good time, I know that guarantee we could change that.
Yeah.
Because I just like really learning all there is to learn when it comes to Andre. I'm married. That's Andre. Yeah.
He found it.
Andre. I was like, how do I know Andre? I know his name, Andre. But yeah, shout out to him. Like, just what's happening in the city, what's happening in Atlanta right now is really magical. That's why I was like, it's time for me to jump in with the business. Yeah. You know, businesses where that gives you more leverage. You know, we're gonna jump into the food service aspect too, more ownership, and we're gonna do a food business at the end of the year, God willing, on top of next year. So, just getting it started, man.
Yeah, and I know we can't delve too far into it right now, but I do know that a lot of entrepreneurship is coming from your father.
Hey, yeah, of course. Yeah, my dad has owned his own business for 50 years.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome. I love that so much.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what it is to really work for people. Like, I've done it, but not like I can't do it anymore. Like,
I need freedom. All right, well, just to wrap it up, love. So with the music that you have coming out now,
My biggest hater is out now.
Please, guys, go check that track out. I is such a vibe.
If you gonna go, let's go. All the way.
Damn, listen.
Yeah.
It makes everybody so happy, and I love the challenge that's going on.
Yep, the all the way challenge. Now for sure. And we got the double
funny.
double dutch challenge or whatever, like best double dutch to using the song. I'm definitely going to pay them some money. I got to pick my winner on the end of this month on the 30th actually.
Really?
Yep. So if you see this before then, you know, Molo want to jump on a double dutch.
Listen, I do. Just because of this song, I learned it down.
You know, it's just like once again. And also, what you'll find out for any of our people that's watching this right here, when it comes to black people, is that it's this tribe in Africa, and they do a very spiritual dance. Like you've probably seen it, where they're covered in these crazy costumes. You can't see their face, and their feet are just moving really fast. They're hopping.
I've seen that.
So
insanely fast.
Right, insanely fast. Right, like we can't do that.
No.
Like, what is that? Right.
What is it?
So what I'm gonna tell you is like, cause the new movie with Michael B. Jordan, Sinners, it taps into this. It's a thing. Now, when I was double dutching, I feel like it's so cultural, it's so us, that something magical happens when your feet is hitting the ground as a black person. However, I don't know what it is because I didn't know how to double dutch. I didn't know. 5 minutes prior to that, I learned. They taught me 5 minutes before. And then I blacked out. And just, my feet wasn't in control. It was like doing its own thing. So it felt like the ancestors was moving my feet. I was like, what am I doing? I was like moving my feet and then telling me what to do next. Like, oh, why don't we jump? Why don't we turn around? I was like, what? I never double dutched. Whatever. I'm telling you something. It's some magic in double dutching when it comes to being a black person. Like it's something about the frequency of our feet hitting the ground in certain places.
You gonna make me chat GPT that?
Hey, I might need to chat GPT myself because every time I look at that video, I saw how well it did online. All right, cool, right? I understand why it did well because it's a rapper double dutching, all right, on the basic terms of it. But on the personal experience of myself spiritually, I was like, what? I even when you look at it, when it zooms in close to my face, I'm not even thinking. I'm blacked out. I have nothing in my mind. I'm just literally a shell and just moving. I really felt like the ancestors was, and when you watch the Ryan Coogler movie with Michael B. Jordan, Sinners, how like they kind of speak on it. They kind of show it to you.
How like, go see that movie.
No, go see it. I haven't seen it twice. Go see it for sure because it just speaks. If you care about the ancestors, if you care, you got to care about the type of stuff too. If you don't care about the type of stuff, I sound like a crazy man right now. But like, if you, and not even on some conspiracy theory type thing, it's just literally like the spiritual energy of our blackness.
Yes.
No, I think now I gotta go chat GPT.
Look, I know. Everybody gonna be looking up now, like, you know what? There's something to that.
Something happens, man. Something happens when you jump off I don't know.
Well, we're gonna have to revisit this next time I talk to Trinidad. We're gonna look this up and see
what's
up with that.
For sure.
I do have kind of wrap now, but just before we get out of here, Trinidad, what is next for you, babe? What's coming up for you? What we got to look forward to? Are you doing any more adventures? Because you're already doing 5 different occupations at this point.
The goal is to make sure that our flagship store holds weight in the city. So just events that, tie in with APS, our Atlanta Public School System. We're trying to partner with some schools for autistic and gifted children. I went and spoke with some of the kids that's in the entertainment classes and trying to get them to come down to the store so I could teach them how to run a store, how to do fashion, how to, it's gonna be dope. So that's the goal on that end. And then new music, I got a really good plethora of probably maybe like 25 songs that need to come out within like the next year and a half. So it's just about, okay, what is the roadmap to releasing these songs? My biggest hater, I've been dropping, so it started in July of last year. And so if you backtrack, you'll hear Joyland, Swing, and My Biggest Hater. And then, like I said, I got 22 more.
Okay.
Yeah, so just fun. Like I just got some fun ass records that's just like for us, by us.
I tell you what, I look so forward to just supporting you.
Thank you.
Because not only do you do fun music, you're just such a genuine person. You have such a good
Thank
name
you.
about you. You have such a good energy about you, and you know that you're putting out the energy that you just want people to feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And we need that. It's a hard time for a lot of us right now.
1,000%.
You know, we're sitting on our hands right now because we're trying not to be a part of everything that's going on with the craziness. So we need a little dance and a little sunshine and a little bit of black boy joy, y'all.
Come on.
Thank you so much for chit-chatting me. I can talk to him forever, y'all. But y'all be sure to support his music. This has been another interview with In the City Magazine. I am your girl, Moshua Loriel, and we are signing out. If you want to go, let's go.
All the way.
Hey.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you.
Family, we just wrapped up an incredible interview with Trinidad James. Oh my goodness, we delved on everything from his Trinidadian roots to his music to his fashion to his new ventures, y'all. I cannot wait for you guys to check it out. It was an incredible interview. And of course, if you guys want to be interviewed, we are taking interviews. Be sure to apply. Go to In the City Magazine and submit. Now, of course, we have to give a thanks to our sponsors. Shout out to Giorgio's as well as Icebreaker Water for keeping us nice and hydrated. All right, you guys be sure to check in next time. It's Molo with In the City Magazine.